Hello and welcome to the Motivated Mummy Show, where you can find inspiration, motivation and collaboration. So today I'm here with Helen Kelynack, who is from Body and Mind Hypnotherapy. So welcome, and would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, yes, so I'm Helen, and my business is Body and Mind Hypnotherapy, and I basically focus and specialise in women's well-being. So that can be anything from pregnancy, relaxation, hypnobirthing, to fertility, body image issues, anxiety, depression, and just helping mums getting back into work. I'm a mum myself of 4 children. I have 2 teenagers and I have a set of twins who were 5 this week. So busy house, busy mum. And it's my second marriage. So I've had a marriage breakdown before in the past, and been a single mum, a working single mum. And now I'm in a new relationship, so running my own business now for the first time. So previously I was a nurse working in the NHS. So yeah, running my own business now.
Oh, you have experienced it all, haven't you? There's a bit of everything in there. You got the
Yeah, a little bit.
Wow. Okay, so what would you say from all your experience and your knowledge, what would you say is the most important thing to master about being a working mum?
Well, I think being organised and planning, and I used to be really, really bad at this, and I think being a single mum really taught me that I couldn't rely on anybody else, and it was just me. So being really organised and planning of what I wanted to do, setting myself small achievable goals, and writing things down, having it all in my head to work and be a mum and try and find time for myself was really difficult. So writing it down, whether it's in a journal or a diary or anything, is really good. And I also think trying to schedule in self-care is so important, whether you're a single mum or whether you still have a partner, and working, because it really affects our mental health when we're working and trying to run a busy home. And self-care doesn't have to be spa weekends or anything, something that you love, not something you think you should be doing, something that you generally really, really love, and scheduling that into a planner so that you can block out a time. So important, because we tend to put ourselves at the bottom of the pile, especially women, mums, we do that. Everybody else comes first, but actually to look after other people and to function, we need to look after ourselves. So scheduling in, whether it's half an hour of reading a really good book, or whether it's going for a walk or walking the dog or listening to some music, whatever it is you love, scheduling that in and making sure it's almost like you're scheduling a meeting with yourself, meetings and work and children, all of that. It's so important to make time for yourself. So I think that's probably, if you can master that, then everything else does seem to fall in place.
Because I'm, like yourself, a busy working mum, and I'm a nightmare for scheduling in time for myself. And sometimes I think, well, I go to the gym, but like you say, it's not something I absolutely love doing. It's something I feel I should do. So it's still not very self-caring. But yeah, it's literally, it is going through the diary and writing in an appointment and booking it in advance. So when somebody says, oh, can you do this? You physically can't, because that is blocked out already. Yeah. That's something that I'm working on myself at the moment.
Yeah, it's hard to master, but if you can get it, trying to, I think generally, our culture, whatever, we tend to feel that we are not important to put at the top. We always think of our children or our jobs and stuff, but actually, it's not a selfish act to block that time out. And once you start doing it and you do more of it, it becomes more naturally. You can actually say no, and it's okay to say no, I can't do that this evening because I'm doing whatever it is for me. And it feels odd and it feels clunky and uncomfortable to do that, but the more you do it, it definitely pays off. And getting organised with everything else, and you're making sure you've got childcare booked, or you've got whatever it is. Writing down might seem really anal to some people, but planning and organising time for yourself, and then the other things should slot in a lot better.
Fantastic. So do you have a top tip, aside from that, on what we should be doing to help keep our mental health in check?
I think a real big one is talking. talking, because when we make positive interactions, it then encourages us to have positive actions and positive thoughts. Talking, if you're struggling, and I think we're so bad at this sometimes as mums, we're so bad at reaching out. We want to be super mum, we want to be able to do everything, and it feels like a failure when we start asking for help or talking about it. You know, usually people come up to you at the school and like, oh, how are you? Oh yeah, I'm good, thanks. But inside you're sort of wanting to talk, or you just think, oh no, I don't want to let anybody know I'm feeling like this. And talking is so important, because we go back to caveman time. You know, we are better as a tribe. We are better in groups. You know, years and years ago, we would have lots of family around that would help us, you know, groups of women, grandmothers, aunts. We don't have that now. We have busy lives. We live all over the country or different countries. We may not even have our, you know, close family near us. So reaching out is definitely a good top tip to keep your well-being, because you reach out and people aren't mind readers. You know, people don't know maybe that we're struggling. So being able to just reach out and talk to somebody, whether it's sending a text to a friend, just saying, hey, look, you know, I'm really struggling. Generally, people will want to help you, you know, so talk. That's all I say is, you know, the more you talk, the more positive interactions you have, the more you're going to have a better mental, you know, your well-being is going to be a lot better.
Great advice, thank you. So you are in the hypnotherapy world. What do you think is one of the biggest issues that you address in your business with women?
Okay, so I think, I mean, anxiety is a big top one, but a kind of reoccurring theme through people is body image, and it's something that's really close to my heart. So I do feel that it's something that I feel passionate about helping women for, because I was married before with my 2 children, and had a horrific breakup. Really traumatic. Didn't see it coming. Literally my whole world was pulled from underneath me. Yeah, and an affair that I had no idea of. So it completely floored me. And I think I got into this negative cycle of thinking, well, the person that my husband is now with is better than me, completely better than me. And I suddenly saw myself physically repulsed. I was repulsed by myself. I couldn't look in the mirror. I felt absolutely dreadful. And every time I looked in the mirror or tried some clothes on, I would see this hideous, awful body. And I felt ashamed of myself. I felt ashamed of who I was. And nothing ever looked right on me. It just didn't matter what anybody said. I felt absolutely dreadful. I got obsessed about my body. I got obsessed about exercise. I tried to control my food. And that's how I got into hypnotherapy. So I went to see a hypnotherapist, because it wasn't until a friend sort of said to me, hey, this needs to stop. You know, you are beautiful. We love everything about you, but we hate seeing you beating yourself up like this. So I went to a hypnotherapist, and it absolutely changed my life, really changed my mind, changed how I looked at myself. And I just thought, this is so inspiring. So this is what got me into hypnotherapy. And this seems to be what's happening with a lot of women, whether it's after you're having children and your body changes, or a relationship breakup, or you're going through the menopause and our body changes. This seems to be a reoccurring theme where people just can't, women don't want to look at themselves in the mirror. There's parts of their bodies that they focus on more than anything else. Even though they may have beautiful face, beautiful hair, they might have a few stretch marks, or their stomach has changed and they can't bear to look at themselves. It then has an impact on their relationship. They don't want to be touched by their husband. So it has a huge impact. Self-image, body image, trying to be body positive. And that's what I encourage in my sessions, is to accept and to move forward with that, and stop being stuck on about how we look, and loving ourselves again. So I would say body image is really current at the moment.
So I was really looking forward to talking to you, because I felt a connect once we got to know each other a bit on Facebook, because I suffered from the age of about 12, 13 with body image problems. You know, I was really hairy. I got called a man, a gorilla. I got called all sorts of, you know, unkind names. I was also a little bit chunky, and had the most stunning sister, which didn't help. So I felt, you know, I was comparing myself to her all the time. And but it was a battle in my head of, you know, did I actually have a problem, or, you know, was it a mental problem or a physical problem? Did I need to change myself, or did I need to change my mindset? And although I'm a lot better these days, you know, I was at the point where I couldn't walk out the house. You know, some days I felt too ugly to leave my home, and I had children at the time, so, you know, I had to, but so I was a bit stuck at that point. And even now, I've got myself into a point where I feel okay about myself, but I still don't feel good enough. I'm still like, I need to get more toned. I need to get better looking. And it's a battle. Do I need that, or do I just need to accept myself? And I'm arguing with myself every day.
Yeah, and I think that's a lot of what women feel. They have this battle in their minds, and some days are better than others. You might have a day where you feel really great, and you feel really on it, and you don't think about yourself, and then a comment or something just sends you into that negative cycle again about what we look like and what people are thinking. And especially now, social media is great. It's great for connecting. It's great for work. It's great for socializing, but also we are really guilty at comparing ourselves to others, you know, and it's very, very hard. It takes to dig deep to think it's Instagram, it's not real moments, it's just snapshots of what we see, and we compare ourselves. And I know women that I see that can scroll for hours looking at other women, other mums, how do they look so good after having a baby, and look at me. We compare ourselves all the time. But when you get to that point where you can accept who you are and you start loving yourself again, the looks seem to sort of diminish. And took me a long time, and I really noticed this Christmas in particular was the first year in a really long time that I felt okay in what I ate. It didn't matter that I was exercising. I didn't really look at myself in the mirror the whole time, and I really, really enjoyed myself. And it was so liberating to just let go, because it's like a ball and chain around you. It's there, it's hanging on to you, eating up your every thought. And when you can get to that point where you can just let go of what you look like and love yourself again, it's fantastic. It literally just removes that fog from your mind, but it takes a lot. And that's how hypnotherapy, relaxation, changing your perspective, it's all about perception, can really help with body image, and being built up by other women, being around other women where you can uplift each other, is great. And if you can find that tribe, doesn't matter how big or small, can really, really have a great effect when women inspire other women. It's life-changing.
Well, I'm listening to you, and I'm trying to hold back the tears, to be honest, because it's so emotional, because it hits so to my core what you're saying. And I think there's going to be tons of other women that are watching that can really 100% relate to that, because every evening I'm having a battle with myself. Oh, I want to sit down and have a cup of tea and biscuits. No, you can't. You'll be fat, or you're not skinny enough to be able to eat all those biscuits. And it's always there, like you say, a chain. It's always there, niggling away. Drives me.
Yeah.
So I'm sure other people can relate. So where can they find you if they like, right, this is the year that I am going to sort myself out. I'm going to be proud of who I am. I'm going to get rid of my body image problems or any other problems they've got. Where can they find you to get your help?
Well, I'm on Facebook, so it's Body and Mind Hypnotherapy on Facebook and Instagram. And my website, www.bodyandmindhypnotherapy.co.uk, and they can contact me on there. And I also on Facebook have a closed relaxation group, so it's Body and Mind Relaxation Group for Women. It's a closed group, just women, where once a week I do a relaxation session. So it's a guided relaxation, which just gives you a little snippet of what hypnotherapy and relaxation is. So each week I might talk about, do a guided relaxation that might be motivating or confidence building, or putting in boundaries, trusting our own judgments, different types of beautiful language patterns, positive all the time, where you can get snug in your own home, get a pillow, get a blanket, light a candle, and I just talk through a really, really lovely language pattern, which I then thread through whatever I think it might be a little bit about, if people want confidence boosting or anything like that. So that's a really great way of just being part of that group and just doing it in your own home, which you can get a good snippet of what it's all about. And then contact me, and I do one-to-ones. I am in Cornwall in Truro at the old bakery studios, but I'm also going to be starting Zoom so that I can do consultations and relaxation over Zoom. So it's not just for people who live in Cornwall. But this is what I love about the women's community and busy working mums. We've got to take that relaxation, because what happens, like that little battle that you talked about, we've got one brain, two minds. We've got the intellectual part of the brain, prefrontal cortex, and then we've got the primitive part of the brain, which is the original part, which is our limbic system, which is where our fight, flight or freeze response comes from. And that battle that you talk about, so you've got that intellectual part of the brain that's saying, no, you're fine, you know, you look good, what you're talking about, you're being silly, and then you've got that primitive mind, that's that naughty chimp that says, oh no, you shouldn't be having that, you need to, and it keeps you on high alert, it keeps you vigilant. It's negative and it's obsessional. So what relaxation does is it gets you out of that primitive mind into the intellectual part, where you can make sense of things, where you can think logically. And that's where we want you to be thinking logically, rational thoughts. We need a bit of that primitive mind, you know, it needs a little bit of high alert, stops us stepping out in front of a car, you know, all those things. But when it affects our daily lives, when that naughty chimp is sitting on our shoulder telling us, no, you're fat, no, you look ugly, you can't wear that, you're in your 40s, why are you wearing that, you know, all of those negative talk, it comes from that primitive mind, and we need to calm that down a little bit and be able to think logically about things. And once you change your perspective and you start thinking more positively, those negative thoughts start disappearing. So that's how hypnosis helps. It kind of replicates that REM cycle we have at night, that dreamy kind of state that we have when we're in a relaxed state. And while you're in a relaxed state, these lovely positive affirmations that I say go into your subconscious, move them from the primitive mind into the intellectual part, where you can make sense of it. And it promotes good sleep, so you wake up feeling a lot more positive, and you're in that perfect frame of mind to achieve goals, and just have a different perspective on it. And it kind of empties that stress bucket, you know, that brain fog that we have. We can't think straight and everything is negative, and it stops us doing the things we love. And relaxation, guided relaxation, meditation, mindfulness, hypnotherapy really, really helps empty that stress bucket, so that we can move forward, enjoy our lives again, love who we are again. And that's what it's about. We need to start enjoying the things that we love again and stop worrying about what other people think of us.
Oh, wow. Helen, you have just summed it all up. You've been inspirational, motivational to the utmost. Thank you.
Oh.
I've gained loads from today, and I'm sure everyone listening has also gained so much. So I'm definitely going to be looking you up on Facebook and finding that group to get my pillow and blanket.
Oh, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's been lovely talking to you.
So thank you very much, and I will catch up with you again soon. Take care.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.